Hi everyone, and welcome to Stamp with Anna. And the next set of cards that I'm going to share with you are cards that we made at a recent class using the brand new Stitched Rectangled Framelits. These are my absolute favorite item in the new Occasions catalog. When I found out that we were going to start carrying these rectangles, I was really excited. And then when I saw that they were stitched, I was even more excited. So it was the first thing that I put on my pre-order. You get 13 of these beautiful shapes, rectangles, in all different sizes. They're great to nest. They're you can use them on their own. You can just do so many different things with them. So today I'm going to show you the basic that you can do with it. You can make this pretty frame. And I used this stamp set, which is called Vertical Greetings. And this is a really great set. I like this. And I used this stamp right here. And you can use it for a lot of different occasions. You can use it for Valentine's Day, which is coming right up. You can use it for a wedding. You can use it just for a I care about you. You can use it for an anniversary. You can use it for so many, many different things. And this comes together so quickly. The supplies we need are very minimal. My card base is Thick Whisper White. And this piece here is just a scrap of powder pink. And then I have some Stampin' Right markers. I have Crumb Cake. I have Poppy Parade. And what was this one? Garden Green. So let me push this aside, and the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to bring in my Stamparatus. And the reason I'm using my Stamparatus is I'm going to color my stamps with my markers, and I know I'm going to have to do it a couple times to get the color that I want. So I'm going to use my Stamparatus. So I'm going to bring in my paper, my white paper, and this is how the card is going to go. So I want my flower to go here. So I'm going to open up my Stamparatus. I hope this is in camera. And I'm going to just butt it up against that corner. And I'm going to seal it down with my magnets. Super, super strong magnets. And I'm going to put this aside. Now I'm going to make my frame. So for this, I'm going to bring in my Big Shot. And I'm going to use two different sizes. Let me see, I want to make sure I get the right sizes here. Oops, not that one. I'm going to use this one here to make the outside of my frame. And then perhaps this one. Yes, that's the one I'm going to use. So now that I've got my sizes straight, I'm going to put my powder pink paper, and I'm using the magnetic platform so that these are going to stay real secure. I'm just going to make sure that I have an even border on all four sides, and when I'm happy with it, I'm going to put my top plate on. And run it through. Now the beauty of these framelits is that you have so many sizes. I chose to make this one, which is probably about 3/8 of an inch, but you could certainly make so many different sizes. So I'm going to punch everything out. I'm not going to use this piece here, but you know what? I'm going to put it aside because it's a beautiful stitched mat that I can use at some point. And here is my nice frame. Now, I could have used these two and I would have had a thicker frame. Or I could have used these two and had a much thinner frame. So you can mix and match them in so many different ways. So back to our card. What I'm going to do is going to bring this back in. And I'm going to just kind of place this where I want it to be on my card. I'm going to have it centered. Again, I hope this is in view. I'm going to have this centered on my card. And I'm just going to lay it there. Then I'm going to take my stamp that I want. that I'm using from the vertical greeting, so I'm going to place it where I want it, nice and centered. I'm going to bring the flap over from my Stamparatus, and there we go. I'm all mounted. Now I'm going to move my frame out of the way so that it doesn't get all inked up. And I'm going to come in with my markers, and I'm going to color the top part of the topiary in Petal Parade, and then I'm going to come in with the garden green, and I'm going to just go over the tops of what is the trunk of this topiary. And then Petal Parade again over the string, and crumb cake for the vase. Now, because I've been coloring these and this time has gone by, they kind of start to dry up. So you're going to give it a huff. Excuse me as I lift it. And then I'm going to bring it down and just press it. Now that did come out nice, but I want mine a little darker. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back and I'm going to color once again. Poppy Parade. Garden Green. Poppy Parade again. And I'm using the thick side of the marker because it does, you just lay it on its side, it does color it nicely. Okay, and crumb cake. Now I'm going to come back half again and stamp. And because I'm using my Stamparatus, I'm going to get a perfectly lined up image. And there we go. I'm going to remove my card from here. I'm going to come back in with my framelit, my frame. I'm going to turn it over. Now, you know when you're using your Stampin' Dimensionals and the sheet is empty and you end up with something that looks like this. Okay? I'm going to use all these edge pieces. This is why I always tell you, don't throw away your edge pieces, because those are good. They're perfect. You could use the foam strips, but I have these, so I'm going to just use these. And what I'm going to do is cut out a few pieces and put one on the top, another on the bottom of the frame, and one on each side. Okay, and now I'm just going to lift the backing off of them. And I'm going to bring in my card. I'm going to center this, and it should be perfectly lined up because I did center it before I mounted it on my Stamparatus. There we go. And now I've made a little double bow with some baker's twine that I have, and using a glue dot. I seem to have misplaced my pierce tool, which I always do. Using a glue dot, I'm just going to roll this glue dot so it's nice and small. I'm going to place it right here in the middle of my trunk, and I'm going to press this down. Now I already made my bow, and I'm just going to trim it. I didn't want to trim it before I actually had it onto my card, so I could see exactly where I wanted it to go. And there we go. How beautiful is that? There we have it. How quick and simple was that card? Here we go. Here's the other one I made. So again, just a couple pieces of paper, those beautiful stitched rectangle framelits, some markers. I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions at all about this project or any of the products that I used, please contact me through my blog, www.stampwithanna.blogspot.com. And if you do not have a demonstrator with whom you work, certainly let me know, and I'll be glad to send you out a copy of the Occasions catalog. And remember, it's Celebration, so from now until March 31st, for every $50 you spend, you receive a free Celebration item. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.